What's going on, guys? Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today it is going to be Wednesday the 29th of January. We have confirmed deals to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yesterday's episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time will be a new transfer update. And finally, in the comment section below, in your opinion, what side has done the best business in this transfer window? So first up, Real Valladolid have confirmed the signing of Hatem Ben Arfa. It's a free transfer because he was without a club, and the picture announcing the signing does include Ben Arfa standing next to Ronaldo or R9. And people are confused by that, but it's because the Brazilian icon does own 51% of the La Liga club. Claudio Jacob has returned to South America, joining Uruguayan giants Nacional, as after having his Nottingham Forest contract mutually terminated. Roger Ibanez has joined Roma on an 18-month loan deal, and it also includes an €8 million obligation to buy at the end of it, and that's from Atalanta. Lucas Tousart is a player I mentioned yesterday as nearly a done deal but not quite there just yet, but in fact they announced it just a couple of hours later. So Tousart has joined Hertha Berlin in the Bundesliga from Lyon, and it's a 24 or 25 million euro fee. It is now the club's record transfer, taking over Luca Bacchio from Watford in the summer window, and he will return to Lyon for the rest of the season on loan. So his overall career for the Bundesliga side does start next season, and he's on a contract until 2025. Fabrizio Romano is saying Carlos Perez from Barcelona to AS Roma is done, or here we go as his famous saying is. Total agreement has been reached for a permanent transfer of around 13 million euros, and he was in Italy yesterday to sign his contract and undergo a medical. And the main news about his transfer is that Barca do not have a buyback clause. There were reports suggesting that Barca would only sell him if they did have a buyback option, but it seems that Roma have managed to talk a way out of that and have got their man. Christian Eriksen's move to Inter Milan has now been fully confirmed by the Italian giants from Tottenham, and it's for a fee of around £16.9 million or 20 million euros, and the Danish midfielder has signed a contract until 2024. And next up is a very strange one, and the reason I say this is because there are like 3 different sources, and the first one is the Evening Standard. They're saying breaking news, Manchester United are on the verge of signing Norwegian centre midfielder Sander Berge. He's at Carrington for a medical, and he is a player linked to Sheffield United yesterday. And Manchester Evening News followed this story up by saying the 21-year-old was close to joining Sheffield United for a club record £17 million fee yesterday, like I just mentioned, but it now seems United have hijacked the move. But the strange thing about this whole saga is because this transfer story came from a picture, and it was a player in the back of a car arriving at Carrington, which is United's training complex, and he was there set for a medical. But it wasn't Sander Berge, it was a 15-year-old goalkeeper. So literally 2 massive outlets were saying that the deal was going to be done, he was there for a medical, and they managed to beat Sheffield United to the signing. But it wasn't even that player. And Sky Sports do add that Sander Berge will probably be going to a United, but not Manchester, it'll be Sheffield United, because they have reopened talks with Genk over a £17 million transfer. Everton are on the verge of signing Matheus Vecino from Inter Milan, and this story is from Calcio Mercato. The 2 clubs have agreed on a €25 million fee, but other sites are saying it's just £17 million. He was linked to both Manchester United on a loan and also Napoli as part of a deal for Allen, but instead he's going to Goodison Park. West Ham have made an offer for Cagliari midfielder Nandes, as according to Tutto Mercato. Nandes has made 23 appearances for Cagliari this season and has helped the club climb to 6th place in the Serie A. The Hammers have proposed a loan with an obligation to buy, which could cost them a total of €40 million, including bonuses. The Hammers have been linked to a fair amount of central midfielders so far this window, but have yet to actually get one across the line. But if they are to get a transfer completed, they have just a couple of days to do so. And the next story comes from Gianluca Di Marzio. He has said Valencia are chasing Roma defender Alessandro Florenzi. The Roma captain has fallen down the pecking order this season, with Davide Santon the preferred option. Valencia have reached out to discuss a possible move, though a fee has not yet been discussed. A short one from Manchester Evening News is that Manchester City have made contact with French club Rennes. That's about the potential signing of their 17-year-old wonder kid Eduardo Camavinga. He was linked to Borussia Dortmund just a couple days ago, and for a long while now has been linked to Real Madrid. And next up, Marca are saying Real Madrid are not prepared to send Dani Ceballos on loan to Valencia. Los Blancos do not want to help their rivals strengthen with the addition of the 23-year-old midfielder, who is currently on loan at Arsenal. Ceballos is due to remain at the Emirates Stadium until the summer, but is struggling for regular first-team football under Mikel Arteta. And there was a story a few days back saying that he wanted to cancel a loan with Arsenal and go back to Real Madrid, but it looks like he may be staying put for a few more months. Steven Bergwijn is in London to complete his medical at Tottenham. He's agreed personal terms already on a €3.5 million a year salary and a contract until 2024, and the two clubs have agreed a fee of €30 million plus bonuses. It converts to around £27 million, and he is thought to be the replacement for Christian Eriksen, though his position is a little bit different. And it's a transfer that has picked up a lot of speed in a few days, and Spurs are finally getting business done. And another player linked to Tottenham now, according to a journalist called Nico Schira, he has said Tottenham are still in ongoing talks with AC Milan for Christoph Piontek. Spurs do not want to pay Milan's asking price of 28 to 30 million euros, and instead are aiming for a swap deal involving either Wanyama, Lamela or Juan Foyth. And Goal.com have added that AC Milan striker Piontek wants to move to Tottenham. That's after being impressed with the offer put to him by the Premier League club. They are in the market for a striker because of Harry Kane's injury, and despite Piontek not really working out so far this campaign for Milan, I think it'd be a very nice addition. Aston Villa have launched a £4.2 million bid to sign Daniel Sturridge from Trabzonspor, as according to TalkSport. The Turkish club are open to selling the 30-year-old in order to balance their books, and that's despite him only joining on a free transfer in the summer from Liverpool. Bayern Munich are considering a move for Atletico Madrid's Thomas Lemar, according to France Football. He has struggled to hit the ground running at Atletico Madrid since making the move from Monaco, and might be looking for a different challenge elsewhere. And because he is still considered a decent player, he has got a lot of teams interested, with the Bundesliga heavyweights among the sides looking to secure his services. France Football are saying that Slimani has asked to leave AS Monaco and wants to return to the Premier League. And RMC do add that both Manchester United and Tottenham are still locked in talks with Slimani, as both clubs look to sign the Leicester City forward. And next up we have a bit of an interesting one for next season, and that is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed that Alexis Sanchez will return to Manchester United next season. This campaign he's on loan to Inter Milan, and the quote does say, "Alexis will come back in the summer and prove you all wrong." And now we have got a couple of stories about Chelsea, and the first one is from the Daily Star. They're saying Chelsea are ready to reignite their interest in Bournemouth defender Nathan Ake, and they have got a £40 million buyback clause. There were reports suggesting that Chelsea had no interest in the player despite the clause being there, but the Daily Star, they suggest otherwise. And ESPN are saying Chelsea have identified both Ben Chilwell from Leicester City and Ajax's Hakim Ziyech as priority summer transfer targets. We all thought Chelsea would be very busy in this January window because their transfer ban was upturned, but it turns out they're probably waiting until the summer window now, and Frank Lampard doesn't want to bring any panic transfers in. And next up we have got a bit of an update about Gini Wijnaldum and his contract situation. So he has said that he won't be rushed into making a decision, and he also hasn't ruled out the possible exit, but the Dutchman does consider the club home. So the quotes do say, "What would I like is difficult to say. It depends on what the club wants and how the situation is at the time. We'll see, it's like home. I'm just focusing on bringing the season to a good end, and that's the only thing I'm thinking of." And now we have a huge story which kind of came out of nowhere. So Barca will sign Portuguese midfielder Bruno Fernandes and then loan him to Valencia. And the reason for that is because that'll be for the rest of the season as part of the Rodrigo deal. Saladez, who is the Valencia manager right now, he has given his approval after the Catalan club refused to include Semedo, and that story is from Super Deporte. So Valencia initially wanted the right back to come in from Barca as part of the deal, but now Barca are signing Bruno Fernandes to then loan him to Valencia to bring Rodrigo in. And Football España do add that Barca are in advanced talks with Sporting to sign Fernandes on a 5-year deal, and the Catalan side are now significantly ahead of Manchester United. Valencia value Rodrigo at around 60 million euros, and that's pretty much the exact same fee that United were quoted for Bruno Fernandes, and it looks like Barca have already agreed to bring Rodrigo in. So it looked like Fernandes all transfer window long was going to United, but now he's going to Barcelona to go to Valencia. And this might be the transfer that Catalonia Radio called the other day, because they said Barca will make a massive sign before the window closes, but it won't be Ben Yedder, it won't be Aubameyang, and it won't be Rodrigo, though technically Rodrigo is still coming in. So Bruno Fernandes coming in, going out on loan for this season, and maybe preparing him for next season. And this ties into the next story from Cadena SER. They're saying Paco Alcacer has agreed to rejoin Valencia from Borussia Dortmund, and Valencia are now waiting to sell Rodrigo first so the transfer can go ahead. And this could play a big role in Dortmund's pursuit of Emre Can, because they'll only sign the German midfielder if they manage to sell Alcacer. And the final one today comes from SoccerLink. They're saying that Wolves have put a £75 million transfer tag on Adama Traore. That's to scare off any teams that are currently interested. And the clubs showing an interest are Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham and PSG. So quite a long list. Okay, I thought that Adama Traore one was the last part of the episode, but it turns out 2 more confirmed deals have been announced since I was doing the commentary. And first up is that Tottenham have signed Giovanni Lo Celso from Real Betis as on a permanent transfer until 2025. It was obviously on loan for the whole season, and they had the option to make it a permanent, and the fee is thought to be around £27 million. That's despite some outlets suggesting double that at £55 million. And Flamengo have made Gabriel Barbosa's loan from Inter Milan a permanent now for €17 million, and it also includes, I think, 20% of any future transfer fee, and he's signed a deal until 2024. So it looks like there is yet another twist in the Bruno Fernandes transfer saga, and for this one, it looks like it's very good news for Manchester United fans. On the last page, it looks certain he'd go to Barcelona, and that was about midday UK time on Tuesday, and now 8 PM, he looks set to go to United. Pretty much everyone now is saying Manchester United are on the verge of a breakthrough in the Bruno Fernandes deal. They'll pay €55 million as an initial fee, plus a further €25 million in bonuses. And he's now expected in England today. That's to complete the move. And the bonus structure is as follows: €5 million for number of games played, a further 5 for Champions League qualification. Then it gets a bit more difficult because a further 5 million is winning the Premier League, then another 5 million if they win the Champions League, and the hardest one is the last 5 million if he wins the Ballon d'Or. And it makes you think, was the Barcelona story just to bait out United a little bit more to finally pay what Sporting wanted, and were Barca really interested in the first place? But as of right now, again, this could change. United are getting their man. And this also ties in with the next story, that Mundo Deportivo, very briefly, they're saying Barca have broken talks with Valencia for Rodrigo. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yes, this episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time will be a new transfer update. So thank you for watching this video, I'll see you next time.